Yeah, we're going to have a look at sketching two different types of exponential graphs. Now, to help with this question, I'm going to very briefly draw the graph that you should be aware of, which is the graph of e to the x. Let's call that f of x for this question. And we're going to use this graph constantly throughout the whole question to complete the whole question. What you need to know about this graph is that it doesn't cross the x-axis, even though it gets closer and closer to it, and it crosses the y-axis at 1. So how does that affect the graph of 3e to the x? Well, if we think about it, if f of x is e to the x, it's 3f of x, that's equal to 3e to the x. What does this transformation do? Well, it multiplies all the y values by 3. So it will look something like this. It will cross at 3 now instead, because the coordinate of intersection here is 0, 1, but you multiply the y coordinate by 3, so it will be 0, 3. It'll be an exponential that looks like this. This will get exponentially smaller and this will get exponentially larger. That will be the graph of 3 to the x. This is not only intersection with the y-axis still, it doesn't really intersect with the x-axis, just like it didn't before. What about the graph of e to the minus x? Well, again, let's focus back on this graph here. What changes happens to f of x for it to go to e to the minus x? It's where x is replaced by minus x. So it's a transformation of f of minus x. And what does that do? That actually reflects the curve in the y-axis. So what we do is we take the curve of e to the x and we reflect it in the y-axis. So it will look kind of like flipped over like this. I'm just going to draw this out. Once again, it doesn't really touch the x-axis, even though it gets closer and closer to it. And it crosses again at 0, 1. I know these diagrams aren't the best, but hopefully you get an idea of how things work. Try to always start with a curve that you are aware of and think about transformations to go from that curve to what you need to go to, if that makes sense. Yeah, thanks for watching the video. I'm